Hello. In this presentation, I will be discussing my study on co-developing STEM activities through a design thinking approach for 5th-8th graders. This work primarily investigates the impact of the design thinking (DT) approach on the development and implementation of STEM activities by secondary school teachers. The goal of this study is to understand how the DT approach can contribute to STEM education and support teachers' collaboration in developing and implementing STEM activities that meet target students' needs. My study began with a literature review on STEM education and the DT approach, and the development of a DT approach for STEM activity design. This was followed by an exploratory research phase, and a comprehensive field study was then conducted. My research design utilized various qualitative data collection methods such as interviews, focus groups, and observations. To develop a first version of DT approach tuned to the needs of STEM activity design and implementation, a thorough literature review was conducted. The major resources utilized were HPI, DT approach, D, School DT approach, and IDEO's DT approach, among others. In order to evaluate and further develop the draft DT approach, in the field study, a 2-day pilot workshop was first conducted with the participation of 5 K-12 teachers in Turkey. Main Study 1 aimed at co-developing and implementing a STEM activity with 5th grade teachers. It was conducted in a private school in Turkey during the fall term of the 2017-18, and involves 16 5th grade students and 5 5th grade teachers from mathematics, visual arts, social science, science, and English. This phase included co-designing the STEM activity with teachers conducting interdisciplinary lessons, implementing the STEM activity in class with researcher assistants, and conducting focus groups with students. Main Study 2 also has same aim and participants with the Main Study I, and it took place in the same private school in Turkey during the spring term of the 2017-18 academic year. This phase involved a co-design workshop, regular lessons covering shared STEM activity themes, implementing the STEM activity in class, focus group interviews with students, and finally, exhibiting the outcomes of the STEM activity at the school's science fair. In this study, the design thinking approach was utilized for 3 different purposes. It was used to co-develop a STEM activity with teachers. HPI's DT approach was integrated into the in-class STEM activity as a problem-solving process to facilitate student engagement and collaboration, and the prototyping mindset facilitated the researcher-designer's evaluation and improvement of the developed DT approach. The most concrete and practical output of my research is the STEM Activity Design Guide for Secondary School Teachers through a Design Thinking Approach. This guide provides a step-by-step roadmap, enabling teachers to collaboratively design creative and interdisciplinary STEM activities using the DT methodology. The guide delineates 7 key, iterative stages, adapted from the cyclical process of the HPI School of Design Thinking. 1. Defining the topics. 2. Defining the stakeholders. 3. Observing. 4. Developing a point of view. 5. Ideating. 6. Prototyping. 7. Testing. Each stage is thoroughly explained in the guide. The guide also highlights 10 fundamental DT thinking styles, many of which align with STEM education principles, such as trusting creativity, learning from failure, empathy, and collaboration. To provide practical inspiration, the guide includes concrete examples of STEM activities. This guide aims to empower teachers to design engaging, interdisciplinary STEM activities that are perfectly suited to their students' needs, thereby fostering crucial 21st century skills and offering practical solutions to the challenges of STEM education in Turkey. This guide not only advances academic understanding but also provides tangible tools for teachers, and ultimately benefiting students. My work seeks to significantly contribute to the professional development of educators, inspiring them to become proactive designers of their own learning environments. In my recent works, I also delivered training on the STEM-based design thinking approach to mathematics teachers within the scope of the TÜBİTAK, the Scientific and Technological Research Council of Turkey, project in 2023. Currently, I am delivering a design thinking approach course to interior architecture students through a hybrid education model, in which AI tools are integrated into the DT design process.